Happy Monday to you. It's Jeremy again with my better half. I'm required to say that now, Jaala. And instead of a typical Taylor tip for you today, we wanted to share with you guys some insight, some wisdom, some lessons that we've learned in the first few months of our marriage. This week will be 5 months, right?
Correct.
5 months. Guys, don't ever forget that stuff, those dates, right? Those things are important. But today we just want to share with you all, this has been a big time learning process. We're having a great time. It isn't easy. Not every day has been sunshine, rainbows, and yellow brick roads, but we've made a daily decision to love despite our failures and our setbacks. And so why not share some love with you guys and what we've learned. So I'll let Jaala take the first minute or so and share a couple of tips, and I'll piggyback on that. We'll close this thing down. So Jaala, it's all yours.
Thanks. Real quick, I just wanted to talk about the wives submitting to your husband part, because at first when I heard about that, I was like, ain't no way I'm submitting myself to any man. Being raised by a single independent mom, that was just instilled in me. And in getting connected with some other couples who had very successful marriages, and in reading books, diving into scripture, I learned about what submitting myself to my husband really looked like. And so in Ephesians 5:22, you find that verse, wives, submit yourselves to your husbands. And what that means is, as husbands are the head of the house, just as if Christ is head of the church. And when your husband is strong in his faith and leading your household in the right way, it's easy to submit to my husband. It's easy to submit my self to him, going over dreams and visions and sharing that stuff with him, because I know who's leading him and I'm okay with that. I trust in my husband because I know where his trust is found. And then later on in chapter 5, verse 25, it also has instructions for the husband. Husbands are to love your wife just as Christ loves the church.
So it's a team effort, and so what you're saying, Jaala, is that, and it took me a while to really understand this, that people just think that you're just supposed to just submit to just any guy just because that's your husband. Really what God's saying is that if a guy isn't in alignment with Jesus, right? God is the head of Jesus. Jesus is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. This is an alignment issue. So if I'm out of alignment, things are going to kind of get out of whack.
I will not be submitting.
So we're realizing that God didn't have to create marriage. He didn't have to create marriage, right? It's for us to glorify Him. He set it up that way. And so it's designed more so for our holiness versus our happiness, right? And the glorification of Him. So that's the thing, is that we're doing the best that we can to treat it like the gift that it is, because He didn't have to give us this gift. And so to piggyback off of submission, I want to just touch on real quick self-denial. I heard one of my mentors, faith mentors, his name's Mark Batterson. He recently said something that was pretty profound. And the more I focus on this thought, the more I realize how deep it goes, that self-denial leads to self-fulfillment. And I could expound on this for hours, but we're not going to. I don't have the time for that. She didn't have time for that. You don't have time for that. But what I mean by that is that there's a lot of things that I want that aren't good for me. And if they're not good for me, they're definitely not good for her. And the things that I want, right? Jesus always wants even better. And so to deny myself of certain things, to sacrifice for her, I'm realizing more and more every day that's leading to even greater fulfillment, because I receive even greater satisfaction in her being satisfied. And it ends up being it's kind of like the cyclical love reciprocity, if that's even makes sense. Reciprocity, if I'm saying that the right way. So it's not just give up to get, it's not a selfish thing. It's that whenever you give up, someone else, your wife, right, is even more inclined to serve you, to give, to love you, to get the things that you want, guys. And so marriage is beautiful, right? We're having a blast. We're only 5 months in, but we want to just continue to give you guys some updates on how things are going. Our visions are bigger than they've ever been. Our dreams are bigger than they've ever been. Our work ethic, our passion for life, our zest for life is stronger than it's ever been. And I think that has a lot to do with keeping the main thing the main thing. Jaala, any closing thoughts or tips, suggestions that you would make? I know one thing is husbands, wives, those who are seeking a husband or a wife, continue to pray. You want to expound on that?
Yes, definitely. Because if you're going out trying to make it happen for yourself, trying to force love, make it happen, it's not going to happen that way. But in getting closer with God, diving into Scripture, God provides that partner for you at the most perfect time. When we met each other, neither one of us were looking for the other, but it was perfect.
Man, those blues got me. I'd love to tell you that when I first met her, the first thing I thought was, oh, she's so godly. I'd love to tell you that's the first thought I had, but man, the blues, they got me. The smile, it got me. But either way, I'm going to quit flirting on camera. But listen, instead of just a Taylor tip, it's been Taylor tips from not only one Taylor, Taylor's tips, but from two Taylors. You guys make it a great week. I hope these tips find you well, serve you well. Keep the main thing the main thing. Keep growing. Let's grow. And remember, as always, to dream is to do. Nothing happens until something
moves.
And if you're not having fun, you're not
doing it right.
We love you guys. We'll see you next time.